everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be sharing with you the top 5 books that I read this fall. So the format of this video is I'll go through all the books that I read each month, their rating, and then I'll go over my top 5 of this season. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So starting out with September, I first read Reconstructing Amelia by Kimberley McCreight, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Magic Study and Fire Study by Maria V. Snyder, which I gave a 3.75 and a 4 out of 5 stars respectively. The audiobook for Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. And Beneath the Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Moving on into October, I first read Lethal Right by Robert Galbraith, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. The illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. The illustrated edition of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. The audiobook for Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, which I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton, which I gave a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The Immortal Life of Henrietta by Rebecca Skloot, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. And finally, Bloodstream by Tess, which I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Moving on to November, I first read The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I then listened to the audiobook for Cress by Marissa Meyer, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. The screenplay for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, The Crimes of Grindelwald by J.K. Rowling, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. And finally, I have Becoming by Michelle Obama, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. So as you can see, I kind of read books that were all over the place in terms of rating, but there was a few that really stood out for me. So one of them would definitely have to be the screenplay for The Crimes of Grindelwald. I know this film had a lot of mixed reviews, but I went knowing that this is a filler film and setting everything up for the next 3 films that will take place. So reading this book right after seeing the movie really helped me kind of visualize what's going on, because some stuff I'm not used to reading scripts, so it allowed me to kind of very visualize what was going on, and there were some things in here that I did not pick up on in the film, and so something that I think is really important. So when I go and see the movie when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll be able to pick up on those things. But I really like this. I love this book cover and this color, and it just made me really fall in love with this world and really excited to where this series is going. Like I said, I know this was very polarizing, but overall I really enjoyed this, and I really love the screenplay as well. So this one was one that me and my sister were really excited about, and it was Becoming by Michelle Obama, and this is her memoir on her life, basically her growing up, becoming First Lady, and her experiences of everything in between. And so I really am a huge fan of Michelle Obama. She's such an inspiring woman, and so I really wanted to learn more about her because I didn't really know much about her childhood growing up, and it was really what I really like about this is that it's not a political book. It does not have a political agenda. Yes, it does talk about some politics, but this is mostly about her journey in becoming herself. And I really like this. She writes this very personable, and she comes off as very approachable in here. It's not something that's hard to read, and you can really connect with her in different stages of her life. I think people, especially women, can find stuff that they can relate to. In particular, when she's in her 20s, she realized that she didn't want to be a lawyer, and that's what I'm going about now, where I've realized I made the wrong career choice. That was something that I could really relate to. I loved getting to learn more about her experience in the White House, and just kind of like the things that you don't really think about, kind of like security details and all that. So like I said, this book was just really, really inspiring, and I really enjoyed it, and it was just an amazing read. So if you're a fan of Michelle Obama, I guarantee that you will really like this book, and you'll be inspired, I guarantee. So this was probably one of my most anticipated reads of 2018, and it was The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton. So I'm a huge Kate Morton fan. I've read all of her books, and The Secret Keeper and The Forgotten Garden are some of one of my all-time favorite books ever. So I was really excited when this book was coming out. This one is a little bit different than her other ones. It does kind of have some supernatural element twisted in here, but I really love the story and the mystery, and how there's so many storylines in here, but you don't realize how interconnected they are until the end. So she does an amazing job at that. I always find that for Kate Morton books, I fly through them, and this book was no different. It's not it doesn't live up to the standard of like The Forgotten Garden or The Secret Keeper, but this one is definitely within my top 3. Just a lot of fun, and I think for Kate Morton's books it's best to go into it not knowing anything, so that's why I'm not really giving a synopsis about this one, because I think it's best to just kind of go into this book not knowing what to expect, and like I said, it did not disappoint. Next would have to be the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So I got this last year, but I never ended up reading it, so I figured in October it would be a good time to do so. And so this was one of my favorites. Next to Deathly Hallows, this is my favorite book out of the series, and it's been 10 years since I've read this, so there was a lot of stuff in here that I completely forgot about in terms of little plot points. I am very familiar with the movie, so that's what I'm kind of used to, but there are so many things in here that I didn't pick up on reading the first time, and just small little details that you forget, but it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. But I loved the illustrations in here. They're very, very beautiful. I'll kind of pull one up here. Yeah, but they're just really well done, and it kind of adds to the reading experience. It makes it fun and unique, and so yeah, like I said, I was really, really loving this book, and just getting back in the Harry Potter world is always fun. And so lastly, this book was something I was really taken surprised by, because I didn't even know it was coming out until the day before, and I was just like, oh my god, because the third book left on such a cliffhanger, and this one is Lethal Weapon by Robert Galbraith, and this is the 4th book in the Cormoran Strike series, which is J.K. Rowling's crime novelist series. And so I was really, like, I loved Career of Evil, which was the 3rd book, and this one takes place right after the events of what ended in here. So I really love how this one explored Robin and Cormoran's relationship and kind of their ups and downs, and Robin really finds herself in this one. She's such a strong female character, and I just flew through this book. This book is like massive. It's over 600 pages, so but it doesn't read like a long book. I find that the characters in here are, you really love them, and you really want them to get together, and you really get to see kind of their relationship at a different point in here, and I really like that. I think that's what really makes these books amazing, is just the relationship between Robin and Cormoran. And what I like about here too is that I didn't really, like with all the other ones too, you don't really guess what's gonna happen until the end. Like, you're finding it out with the characters, which is I really enjoy, and it gives you, like, it keeps you on your toes, which I really like. So if you haven't checked out this series, I highly recommend you do. The first 2 are good, but the 3rd one is like my favorite, and this one was really good too. So we're probably gonna have to wait a couple more years for the next one to come out, but like I said, I really enjoyed this series, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And please let me know what some of your favorite books you read this season are. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.